Testing. All right. We are seeing if this video is working. If you're watching the video right now, I hope you like my little setup. These pictures are my niece's artist skills. And also, me recording right now, it's like a delay, so I have to not be staring because then I'm going to be looking. And just like, ooh, hey. Anyways, hey guys, I'm gonna be real straight up, not in a good mood. I I feel a little down, if I'm gonna be honest. But I don't want that to stop me from enjoying my day and doing what I'm doing. So I thought it would be nice to record. And this delay in this video is really throwing me off right now. But I was like, okay, so, like, what am I going to talk about? But first off, I hope you guys, whoever listened to my previous episode, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me talking about myself. Because I think people relate to other people's stories. I think that's one of the best ways to just connect with someone. So hopefully you didn't get annoyed about me just talking. Anyways, it's kind of like gloomy today. It's more overcast than gloomy, I will say. And overcast weather has such like a certain filter to the world. You know, I don't know, like I feel like the overcast vibe gives people like good vibes, but also kind of eh. Does that make sense? Anyways, today I wanted to talk about a book. A book that has personally changed my life. And I want to recommend this book to everyone. And I kind of just want to talk about the meat of it and how it applies to my life. And I wrote some quotes down from reading it, and they're in my notes app, and I might want to say it. But I kind of feel like a little scatterbrained right now, so apologies if I'm just like speaking way slower than normal. Let's just say that. But yeah, so this book is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And you easily could have heard about it before. Like, this man has sold. Sorry. I'm yawning now. Wow. This man has sold millions and millions of copies. So, like, it's not like a underground book. You know, like, no, it's a very popular book. But there's a reason why it's fucking popular is because it's incredible. And I would talk to anyone about this book. But basically, Eckhart is, I don't even think he likes to label himself as a spiritual teacher, but if we were, I feel like he's a spiritual speaker, you know, and he is very much passionate about the importance of living in the present, because that's all we have. And I feel like essentially it's the same, you know, lesson that you hear other spiritual teachers talk about, you know, like living in the moment and the present. That's essentially like what he gets at. But there's something with his words that he uses, like his language that he uses, that is so meaningful and so simple, where it just makes sense in my brain, and I feel like other people's brains as well. And it's so good. It's about living in the present. And I know that I talked a bit about that in my last episode, but I kind of wanted to like go deeper into it because I feel like that's my life motto. Like, just living in the present. And I also feel like it's thrown around a lot, and people, it's easy to understand, like be present. But also we kind of forget what that means, like what that really, really means. And I kind of want to like deep dive into that. I won't lie, I'm feeling like very insecure right now, and just like I want to talk, but I don't. And like there's a lot of resistance in my brain right now, and I'm honestly deciding whether or not I should just stop recording or not. Because I also have like so many things to do, but I guess the point of this episode is needed for me right now. But okay, living in the present. What does that mean to me? Living in the present means that I am not a servant to my mind. My mind is not in control. That's one of the bones to the living in the present phrase for me, is fully observing my thoughts rather than being my thoughts. Because once you're observing your thoughts, you are now the master, right? And you are now also just aware. And you're aware of what's coming through your body. And I also feel like being present is being in touch with, your vessel, which is the body. Like when you go outside and you're, in the moment, right? You're being present. Yes, you can like be very much aware of your surroundings. Like I'm in my room right now, and if I'm like being present, I'm, seeing the lamp, the fan, disregarding my thoughts and just like really focusing in on what I see. But also I think the core root of it is the awareness of your body and like what you're feeling and what you're sensing. And it's a beautiful thing, like when you kind of get that aha moment. And also nature is like the best place, personally, I feel like, to gain that sort of consciousness and to feel very alive and present. So if you're kind of, I'm sure you even like know that, like I feel like everyone, once you go outside, your mood is like serotonin just kind of like pumps, and you might not even notice that, but you might. So I recommend that, like if you, my child's leg is so small and it looks like a chicken wing. But yeah, go outside. Full body awareness. Meditating helps a lot with becoming present. And it's not identifying with your mind, man. Like, your mind being your servant, for lack of better words, helps you realize that there's only past and future up there. There's never present. You know, thoughts are thoughts. I feel like I am trying too hard right now. I'm going to open up my notes app and get some inspiration from some of the things that I wrote down about being present. I like this one. There's always only this one step, so give this one step your fullest attention. It doesn't mean you don't know where you're going. The step is primary and the destination is secondary. When you have full awareness, your mind becomes the servant. The 3 pillars of the now as your present is acceptance, enjoyment, and enthusiasm. Because if that's all you have, you best be trying hard to just accept where you are, fully accepting, trying to enjoy it, and still putting as much enthusiasm as you can. One thing that comes to mind for me is like doing the dishes. So like, oh, sorry. So like if I'm doing the dishes and at first I don't want to be doing it and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing the dishes? Like I hate doing the dishes. I feel like the dishes is a spiritual practice for me because I take a moment and I'm like, I am doing the dishes. Right now, I am doing the dishes. So I'm going to accept that I'm doing the dishes. And I'm going to try and find any ounce of enjoyment out of doing the dishes. And I'm going to do the dishes like I've never done the dishes before. That's kind of a little example. Or let me think of something else. Like cleaning your room or something. Like I don't want to clean my room, but I am cleaning my room. And I'm going to find any sliver of satisfaction that I'm going to get from cleaning my room, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to clean my room like I've never cleaned my room before. Those kind of little things. There's this one that I really like. The mind then creates an obsession with the future as an escape from the unsatisfactory present. So, you know, like when you're doing something that you don't want to do, and then you notice that you literally like disassociated for 20 minutes of like following this thought, and now you're on like a completely different scenario. You're like, how the hell did I get up? How the hell did I get there? We all been there. But it's your mind creating that thought, that future, or thinking about the future as an escape because you're unsatisfied with your present moment. So that tends to happen to me like when I'm at work, and if work is boring, I can notice the way that I'm yawning. I'm so sorry. I notice me like going into my anxious thoughts and then worrying about something, and it's been like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh shit. It's also like you have to realize that your mind is not you. Your mind is not you. Your mind are conditioned experiences from your past that you have identified with to thinking that that is you. So the first step is accepting that your thoughts, your mind, your brain is just a conditioned experience from past scenarios, experience, whatever. You know what I'm trying to put down. So that's the first step, honestly. Because once you find that acceptance, you'll then notice that when you're doing something that you enjoy too, if you just start observing your thoughts, you realize that your mind, your ego is just always trying to like distract you and find ways for you to kind of go down this path. And I wouldn't suggest even like thinking your mind or your ego, same thing basically, as this enemy or this villain. I was reading a book called The Tethered Soul, and the author compares your mind, ego, to like your roommate. You know, like when you have a roommate, you kind of see everything, you hear everything, right? So it's also viewing your mind and your thoughts and your ego, your voice in your head as just your roommate, instead of like a annoying villain that's trying to like stir up your life, because that's not true. Because those are just your past conditioned thoughts that are trying to make you feel safe in that moment, that are trying to make you satisfied. And it can be annoying, but like when you really think about it, it's just previous conditioned thoughts that are trying to make you feel safe in some sort of way. Yeah. And that can be pretty big to realize too. Like when that came to terms for me, my life changed, because I always thought I was going to have like anxiety for the rest of my life. Like crippling anxiety where I would just worry about every single thing. And I'm not saying that that's not how how it is now, but I'm saying that I now observe it in a way where when I see an anxious thought come through, the power of just knowing that it's just my mind already brings it down a level. So I would say that my anxiety has not been as severe as it used to be by any fucking means. Like when I tell you that I it's beautiful and like amazing for me to say that I don't getting anxious that much anymore on the little daily things in my life. I won't lie, there are definitely some instances where if I have to like talk to someone or go out in public or do all that shit, that's more of a test for me. But even just during my day, I would always just feel anxious and just run with my thoughts. That doesn't really happen to me anymore. If I'm, in a good headspace, some days are worse more than others. Like today, for example, it's really hard to not try and attach myself to my anxious thoughts, I will be honest. But like I said, just knowing and observing brings the power down way more. But it's extremely fulfilling knowing that as my life goes on, and as I learn more, and as I experience more, and as I become more aware, that my anxiety will never be this powerful, unbeatable thing. And if you think it is, I really encourage you to like start noticing your thoughts, like when you're starting to feel anxious, like noticing as in like just like close your eyes and just see your thoughts come in. Like I don't know how else to like really visually explain it, but once you like observe it and you just see a thought come in, it's like you'll start doing it more than you realize, and then you'll start realizing that that is not you, that is just your ego, that's your pain body that's trying to stir you up, trying to make you feel safe, you know, in that moment. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm just looking at my notes and seeing if I have anything. But I could just, it's hard because I have so many quotes in here that I just want to like read off. So should I just read them off? Okay. There's this one. Learn from nature. See how everything is accomplished and how the miracle of life unfolds without the dissatisfaction or unhappiness. I love that, and I haven't read that in a long time. And that's beautiful. Learn from nature. See how everything is accomplished and how the miracle of life unfolds without the dissatisfaction or unhappiness. Like, look at a tree. The tree goes through life just as we go through life. The tree obviously doesn't have a mind or thoughts. But if you think about it and you notice it, like, that is life. And, you know, leaves fall, leaves grow. A tree is never unhappy. A tree is never unsatisfied. It just is. So learn from nature, you know, like accept that our life is, accept it, and then find any sort of enjoyment from it, and then find that enthusiasm that's deep inside your body and just give it all you can. Because once you're present, the decisions that you make from being present in the moment will lead you to the life that you want. That's kind of like what manifestation is too. Like, if you are in the moment, and you can have goals and all of that, but if you are really actively trying to be present and making decisions off of how you feel in that moment, then just imagine the decisions over time where it could lead you in life. I like this. You deserve to You deserve to be in environments that bring out the softness in you, not the survival in you. That wasn't in the book, but I just thought that was beautiful. You deserve to be in environments that bring out the softness in you, not the survival in you, which is so true. And I think that's something I also realized when I read that my whole entire life, I feel like I've been in so many environments where I felt like my survival mode was on constantly. And I need to get that tatted because I forgot about that, and it's such a good reminder. And it's beautiful. It is the quality of your consciousness at this moment that is the main determinant of what kind of future you will experience. I guess that's kind of what I explained. Like, the quality of your consciousness at this very moment is the main determinant of what kind of future you will experience. I love this. Oh wait, you know what? Did I not? There's this quote that I honestly, I think about it every single day, and I didn't write it down actually. Don't try and find love, but create a portal in which love can enter. That reminded me, because there was this quote that said, Nor. Yeah, it said that. Wait, shit, what is it? I did write it down. Your task is not to search for love, but to find a portal through which love can enter. So I feel like that just means finding a portal in which love can enter. Being surrounded, putting yourself in environments that allow you to be a son, be yourself, like give off energy, give off good energy, be that warmth that is in you. That's creating that portal in which love then can enter through that. For inner transformation, there is nothing you can do about it. All you can do is create a space for transformation to happen, for grace and love to enter. That was something that in the beginning of my, healing journey? I don't know what to call it. I don't like labeling things as such, but in the beginning of when I was starting to learn about this and starting to just become more aware of my life, and I still struggle with this daily actually, is who is snoring? Is having this goal, to be the most healed I can be. We're never going to be the most healed we could be. That's never going to happen. And sometimes I'm like, or even in the beginning when I was like meditating too, or like manifesting or something, like I would expect a result. I really try and not think about that now. I feel like that's something that's conditioned in me, where it's like, well, if I work for it, I need to see the solution. I need to see the result of it because it's satisfying to me. But I'm starting to realize that I can't expect to have, a transformative experience every single time I fucking journal or something. It's creating a space in which the healing can happen and transformation can happen, and for grace to enter and for love to enter. It's creating that space. Being present. I know that I say that a lot, but it's just being present in the now, enjoying the now. If you're on video, you could see, but maybe you can't. Oh, not the white screen. All right, well, let's see what else we got. I definitely want to have an episode where I talk strictly about the ego and feeling attached to your thoughts. I would love to go deeper into that and just give experiences as well. But this was just kind of a chaotic snippet of the pool in which I swim in now. Just kind of explaining how I try and live my life. And I hope someone got something from this. And I do need to go grocery shopping. But oh, oh, oh. So like I said in the beginning, I'm feeling a little down. I'm feeling defeated today. And when you're on this like high positive mindset and then you get the days where they're just not good, it's hard for me because I like could sometimes push myself way too hard to try and be good. And sometimes I forget I just need to be and just feel what I feel. And that's hard because I'm getting emotional. That's hard because I expect to. I want to always be positive. I want to always be on like the optimistic side. And if I'm having a bad day, in retrospect, I feel like I don't do that. If I try and force myself to like be positive, it's actually just me judging myself and me being, I don't know, does that make sense? But basically I'm doing the complete opposite of what I try and do. And it's hard just like feeling sad some days. It's so hard for me because like I get afraid of, I don't know, like going back to days where they weren't good, like in any way. And I forget that I'm at a different place than I was. So no matter what, if I just let myself feel sad for a day, I won't let myself get back to a dark place, And that's hard to kind of accept. Because I always want to try and learn, and how can I be better, but sometimes learning on how to be better is to feel every single emotion. I saw this TikTok yesterday from Stephen Colbert, and he had this philosophy on life, and it was basically kind of what I was talking about, but so I basically wrote it in my own words, and I feel like I need to read it again for myself, but it says, if it's true that all humans suffer, then we should be grateful for our pain. If you believe that you are a miracle of life, then you should be grateful for all of life. Not picking, not choosing. You should be grateful for all of it, even the suffering, because we know that is life. Because it's true. All humans suffer. That is a guaranteed fact of life, that we know as a human species that we suffer, that there's suffering in this world. So if that's true, then we should be grateful for our pain. And I know that's like maybe mind-boggling for some people. Sometimes that's hard for me to grasp. It's like grateful for our pain. But if you also believe that you're a miracle of life, which we all are, we're all unimportant, but we're all miracles of life, if that makes sense. Like, I am not more important than anyone sitting next to me, but we are individually a miracle of life. But Yes. So if you believe that you are a miracle of life, then we should be grateful for all of it. We can't pick and choose whether, you know, we only are grateful for the good parts. Why can't we be grateful for the bad parts? That's hard. That's what she said. But that's hard to grasp sometimes. And it's like I can feel resistance in me, but I know it's true. So, yeah. All right. Well, I think I should go now. I hope you got something from this. And if you're watching the video, love that. Like, I love that for you. And I really hope it worked out. Clearly, it did if you're watching it. And whatever you are feeling, whatever you are doing, live it to the fullest you can. Okay? Whatever you are doing, whatever you are feeling, live it to the fullest. All right? Well, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. See you later. Bye.